All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are tackling the absolutely massive world of pet e-commerce. If you're in this business, you're not just up against the store down the street, you're facing global giants. So the real question is, how do you actually win? Let's break down the playbook.
First things first, let's just wrap our heads around the stakes here. By 2025, the pet market in the US alone is projected to be a staggering $157 billion industry. The opportunity is just immense, but so is the competition.
You know that crazy growth spurt we saw during the pandemic? Well, that gold rush is over. The easy days of just getting new customers are gone. Now it's a whole different ballgame. It's about keeping the customers you have and strategically winning them away from your competitors. It's about building loyalty that's basically unbreakable.
And that is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? When you're a smaller, independent store looking at these behemoths with what seems like endless cash and resources, how do you even begin to compete? Well, the answer is you don't fight them on their terms.
This right here breaks down the two massive forces in the market perfectly. On one side, you've got Amazon. Their moat, their fortress, is built on price, endless selection, and just being the best at logistics. On the other side, you've got Chewy. Their moat is completely different. It's built on emotional connection, that legendary customer service, and their auto-ship program, which, by the way, locks in about 70% of their sales.
So you can't attack these fortresses head-on. It's a losing battle. What you need is an asymmetric playbook. You need to build a different kind of moat, one they can't just easily cross.
Let's just be real for a second. You are not going to win a price war with Amazon, and you can't outspend Chewy on their massive, incredible customer service teams. Trying to do either of those things is basically a recipe for disaster. The only way you can win is to change the game completely.
So this is it. This is the foundation of your new strategy. Your defensible moat, the one the big guys can't copy, is built on these 4 pillars. Becoming an undeniable authority in a niche, offering hyper-personalization, fostering real community loyalty, and leveraging something we call borrowed trust. Let's dig into each of these.
Hack number 1, the personalization engine. This is all about shifting your entire business model. You're not just a pet store anymore. You're becoming a wellness partner. It's not about selling products, it's about providing real solutions.
This statistic right here, this is your golden ticket. It's the crack in the armor of the giants. Almost 2/3, 63%, of the most important demographic out there feel like the big box stores just don't have the expertise to help them. This expertise gap is your playground. It's where you win.
So how do you fill that gap? You do it with what we call the Pet as Patient model. You start with a simple quiz to capture key data: breed, age, allergies, you name it. Then you use that info to build a unique profile for each pet. And then, and this is the magic part, instead of just showing a giant catalog, you curate the perfect products and solutions, becoming that proactive, trusted wellness partner they've been looking for.
Okay, once you built that personal, consultative relationship, the big question is, how do you scale it and keep those customers locked in for good? That's where the engagement flywheel comes into play. And look, this isn't about a bunch of one-off tactics. It's about creating a system, a self-reinforcing loop that just pulls customers in and makes it almost impossible for them to even think about leaving. Pet influencers, or Petfluencers, might sound a little silly, but I'm telling you they are a ridiculously high-performance marketing channel. Just look at the data. Research shows that a product endorsed by a Petfluencer makes a consumer willing to pay over 40% more compared to a human influencer. Why? It's simple. We just see them as more authentic, more trustworthy.
And the absolute killer app for Petfluencers right now is TikTok Shop. It's a game changer because it completely flattens the old school sales funnel. A user can see a product demoed by a cat they follow and trust, tap a button, and check out, all without ever leaving the app. It's a direct threat to any brand that's still just relying on Google or Amazon for people to find them.
Now let's talk retention. Just how powerful can a loyalty program actually be? Well, for a retailer called Doodle Dogs, their gamified loyalty program drives an incredible 25% of their entire company's revenue. Just let that sink in for a second. A full quarter of all their sales comes directly from their loyalty system.
And when you dig into the numbers, it's just staggering. Their program led to a 93% jump in repeat customers. But it's more than that. It actually rewired how their customers shop. Their loyalty members spend 1.6 times more every time they order, and they shop 4.6 times more often.
Why? Because they are, quote, married to the program. They're chasing that next reward. That is a powerful, profitable moat. But, even the best engagement loop in the world is fragile if it's not built on a foundation of real trust. So our final set of strategies is all about building exactly that, turning your brand into a true authority, both online and in the real world.
This is where we really build that niche authority pillar. The secret to SEO today is to stop fighting a losing battle for product keywords. Instead, you need to own the problem. Think about it. A worried pet owner isn't searching for joint supplement for dogs. They're searching, why is my 8-year-old golden retriever limping? By providing the best, most helpful answer to that question, you build authority and earn the right to recommend your solution.
And this leads us to one of my favorite concepts in this whole playbook, borrowed trust. An ad online is super easy to ignore, but a personal recommendation or maybe a discount card from your trusted local vet or groomer, that carries so much weight. You are literally borrowing their hard-earned credibility to give your online brand an instant halo of trust out in the physical world.
So let's put this all together. These aren't just 5 separate hacks you can pick and choose from. They form an integrated system, a customer journey flywheel that works together.
So here's how that journey looks in real life. A customer is attracted to you through your expert SEO guide that solved their problem. You capture their info with that personalization quiz. They get convinced by a Petfluencer video on TikTok that provides that crucial social proof. You retain them with your addictive, gamified loyalty program. And finally, you build deep, lasting loyalty through borrowed trust when their own local vet gives you a nod of approval. It creates this powerful, unbeatable community bond.
So, what's the big takeaway here? This entire playbook is designed to do one thing: shift the battle. You move away from the unwinnable ground of price and logistics and onto your own defensible ground of authority, personalization, and community.
Look, Amazon and Chewy have already built their empires. You can't tear them down. But you can build your own on a foundation that they can't easily replicate. So the only question left is, what defensible ground will you build yours on?